All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, I am going to be recapping the Steelers season so far as it is their bye week. So if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Shout out to the people who have subscribed already. And shout out to the future subscribers, man. Also, let's get a shout out to the members. If you guys would like to support me and this channel more, be sure to hit that join button down in the description below. And also, I don't know if you guys can see it in the background, but let's get a shout out to my girlfriend for the wonderful birthday setup. That is the reason for the lack of videos this weekend, as it was my birthday, big Halloween birthday, and we have a lot to talk about with the Steelers. So with all that said, let's get right into it, man. So obviously we are on our bye week. There will be no game this Sunday, no game this Monday, no game this Thursday, as we've played a bunch of primetime games too, back to back to back. And it's like, it's cool. It's cool to get a rest, especially with us being 6-2 and the number 2 seed in the AFC. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of sports commentators, a lot of sports fans, a lot of NFL fans who are writing us off. They were like, oh, the Steelers are mid. They have 2 quarterbacks and they both aren't good. Their offense still sucks. Kenny Pickett's not here, but you know, just because they were bringing up Kenny Pickett, and there was a lot of haters, a lot of doubts. But if you guys were on this channel for a while, you knew, and I knew, that we were going to be exactly in this position that we are in right now. And low key, we could have won some games that we lost, but that's neither here nor there. The Cowboys loss really stings me. The Colts loss was honestly really weird because like we easily could have won that game too if our defense just kind of woke up. But not too much on the defense because we're going to talk about a lot of those players as well here in a little bit. But yes, we are the number two seed in the AFC, and if the playoffs started right now, I believe we would play the Ravens. I think I saw a picture like that. Obviously, the Ravens, I think they're like 6-3 or something like that, 5-3. They're still a pretty good team. They've had some losses here and then, but that would be a good game, and we're not going to see them until like later on in the season. Yes, as expected, we are running the AFC North, and we will see how the Ravens look. The Bengals and Browns, they completely fell off, and that was something too that I talked about, something too, the Bengals specifically. I'm honestly proud of how bad the Bengals are playing because I knew it, I felt it. It was just like, man, they had contract situations here, contract situations there, players going here, players going there. I felt it, you know, and here we are at the top of the AFC. We're right behind the Chiefs. The Chiefs 7-0. We're going to play them as well. The Bills are playing a little bit better than expected. The Texans just lost yesterday. The Broncos 5-3. That makes our win look a little bit better too because I did not have faith in the Broncos. I didn't think that they were going to be very good. However, you know, they're 5-3. Bo Nix is hooping. Sean Payton is hooping. It is what it is. But we beat them. You know what I'm saying? We beat the Broncos already. So, like, to say that we are just like this bottom-feeding team like they were saying at the beginning of the season, we have proved that to be false. You know, like, we have proved that to be just absolute bullshit. And like I said, I feel like we should have known it. Like, Mike Tomlin has earned the level of, like, hey, we're at least going to be 8-8. Like, people were predicting us to be, you know, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins. And, like, that has literally never happened ever. Like, I just turned 25 on Halloween. I turned 25 yesterday, and in my 25 years of life, we have never had less than 8 wins. So, like, for next year, they're going to do the same thing to us, too, by the way. Next year, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, the Steelers are falling off. The Steelers aren't going to be good, and we're going to be in the same position next year. So there's really not much. We don't have to spend too much time on that. But it is nice to gloat. It is nice to kind of, like, rub people's faces in it, like, hey, you were wrong, we were right. And we're always right. Steelers fans are always right. But really, what we got to talk about now, as you've seen on the thumbnail, as you guys have been watching in the last couple of games, the Steelers are averaging 31.5 points since Russell Wilson became the starting quarterback. If that were their season total, it would trail only the Lions 33 points per game. And they're also averaging 417 yards of offense in that time. Let's get a gunshot. 417 yards of offense. Now, I have some context up here, but we don't got to get into it. Like, if you've been watching the Steelers for the last 5 seasons at least, seeing this is crazy. Seeing this is like, holy shit, we are finally there. This is what we prayed for. This is what we hoped for. This is what we did. Like, it's astounding to me that we're at 31 points. And of course, I was big on Justin Fields. I was also big on Russell Wilson before the season, but obviously Justin Fields started some games for us. I think I have our thing up here. Damn, that's so bright. Justin Fields started about 4 or 5 games for us, and it was good. It was going good. I think we were, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. We were 4-2 with Justin Fields starting. And so to bring in Russell Wilson, it was a little spooky. It was like a little head scratching. But like for this result, Mike Tomlin, you were cooking, brother. Let's get a gun. Mike Tomlin, you were cooking. And Russell Wilson, you are cooking as well. I don't know if you guys saw that throw to George Pickens, the touchdown throw to Calvin Austin. Russell Wilson is looking like the Russ of old, the Seattle Seahawks Russell Wilson. And we just had to let him cook, you know what I'm saying? And we had to let him get healthy. That is something that, like, I was kind of sleeping on. It was weird, the injury thing. I thought maybe, like, they were kind of hiding it from us. I thought maybe it was worse than expected. But right now, with how he's playing, Russell Wilson does look fully healthy, you know what I mean? And he's averaging close to 250 yards per game. Someone else over here that you guys can see too, Najee Harris has turned the fuck up. And our offensive line hasn't been, the best. We've dealt with injuries there, but Najee Harris, you can see back to back 100-yard games. George Pickens over here, 111 yards against the New York Jets the last game, 74 yards against the Giants in the last game, 50 yards against Vegas in the last game. Like, George Pickens has even been turning up a little bit, and this offense is moving. This offense is flowing. And like I said before, this is what we've been praying on. This is what we've been praying for. This is what we asked Santa Claus for every single year, and every single year he kept giving us Kenny Pickett. Every single year he kept giving us Mitchell Trubisky. Every single year he kept giving us Mason Rudolph. Every single year he was like, you know what, Big Ben, you're 38 years old, you're 600 pounds, but guess what? You're playing another season. You know what I'm saying? That is like how it was going. And then this offseason, we locked in, we got Arthur Smith, and we let Arthur Smith cook. And for the beginning of it, with the Justin Fields offense out there, it was looking a little similar to how it looked in the past, right? Let me bring up the scores again. We had 18-10 against the Falcons, 13-6 against Denver, 20-10 against Los Angeles, 27-24 against the Colts, and then 20-17 against Dallas, right? These are all the Justin Fields games. The 32 points against Vegas, that was, special. But for narrative's sake, let's just kind of talk about it. Early on, it was looking like the offense of old, right? It was looking like Matt Canada 2.0. It really was. There were some flashes here, there were some flashes there, but in the total points was kind of spooky. It was kind of concerning, right? In that time, though, with our offense, being kind of weird as it was, the defense was absolutely turning up, man. For I don't know how many weeks it was. I want to say the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season, right until this Colts game, right when we got smacked in the mouth, our defense was literally ranked the #1 defense in the NFL. And here we go. We have this tweet up here. The Steelers haven't allowed a quarterback grade over 67.5 this season, man. Like, that is insane. In this time, too, like, let's talk about it, though. We had Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, man. Not too much. I don't even know who the Raiders quarterback was. I believe it was Aiden O'Connell. We got Dak Prescott here, Joe Flacco here, Justin Herbert here, but he left with injury. Bo Nix here, and then Kirk Cousins here. These are some decent quarterbacks, and like we just been shutting them down. Players like Cameron Hayward, players like TJ Watt, but we know Cameron Hayward and TJ Watt are going to do their thing, right? But guys like Beanie Bishop, for example, newly signed Deshaun Elliott at safety, for example, Landon Roberts, for example, Peyton Wilson, for example, Patrick Queen newly signed, who we kind of got going like in the last couple of weeks here. Like, these guys have been balling for us. They've been hooping, and that is just to like a mix with the offense turning up. That is just a mix of the offense kind of doing their part with the scoring department, and then the defense. If we can get 3 touchdowns, the game is over. The defense will not allow the other team to score more than 3 touchdowns a game, And so to see the defense doing their thing like we've expected, to see them playing like #1 defense as we expected, it's just beautiful. It's just special. But it can't be understated how good the offense is playing. It can't be understated how important it is for the offense to keep turning up and keep averaging 32 points per game. As Zachary Smith said, that would be second in the NFL, only trailing the Lions. If we can do that and the defense can play well, we can literally beat any team in the NFL. Like, we can literally win the Super Bowl on any given day if everything just goes right. And low key, I hate to say it, but everything doesn't even really need to go right for us. Like, we just need a splash play here. And what has Beanie Bishop been doing? He's been making splash plays. He's had back-to-back games with an interception. He had 2 interceptions against the Jets, I believe. And then Deshaun Elliott, he's been laying the hit stick. Landon Roberts has been laying the hit stick. TJ Watt's getting it going. And then where's this tweet up here? I want to see. Here it is. Wait, is this it? No. Here it is. The NFL midseason All-Pro team. There's somebody here. We know how good Cameron Hayward is, right? I've done my victory laps around this. I've done circles around this. But Cameron Hayward playing at an All-Pro level. You haters out there, you Steelers fans out there really wanted us to get rid of Cameron Hayward. I keep bringing it up because I will never forget seeing you guys saying Cameron Hayward was done. Seeing you guys say he was washed, he was done, he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. And here he is playing at the top of his position at his old age. I saw something, it was like the 2012 draft class. I believe it had like Cam Newton in there, Von Miller in there, and Cameron Hayward, he was picked at, I think, pick 30 or 31 because we went to the Super Bowl the previous year. He's just been hooping, and like I said, he is like the last member of this regime. He is the last member of like the Steelers I grew up on. And so for me to come on the internet and see people's like their real profile pictures, their real names and their username talking about, yeah, Cameron Hayward, he's old, we need to trade the guy. Like, you guys are brain dead, man. You guys just absolutely just haters. And they need to take their terrible towels, they need to take their season tickets, they need to go back to Cleveland or wherever the hell they're from, because like it is just nonsense to say that Cameron Hayward is washed up. And here we are in week 8. November 1st, 2024, and Cameron Hayward is playing like an all-pro at his position. And then you see TJ Watt, our Lord and Savior, TJ Watt, the greatest football player to ever live. He's, doing his thing too, but that's as expected. People like Alex Highsmith have been playing well too. I don't know why, maybe because of injury, Alex Highsmith, isn't on this list. Aiden Hutchinson just got hurt. So maybe Alex Highsmith sneaks into there because of that, but Aiden Hutchinson's out. Alex Highsmith has been balling. Nick Herbig has been balling. And then I haven't mentioned this either. Like, this is what I'm talking about. We are playing fantastic in all three phases of football because we talk about the special teams and Chris Boswell back-to-back. You see the jersey in the back. Chris Boswell back-to-back special teams player of the month. Calvin Austin back-to-back, actually I shouldn't say back-to-back, but he returned a touchdown last week, and we love to see that on the punt return because it's like, man, when is Calvin Austin going to get it going? Not only did he do that, but on the offensive end too, he scored a touchdown in the last game. Russell Wilson has been finding him. How many videos have I made about wide receiver 2 guys? How many videos have I made about us trading for a wide receiver and then we don't do it? Meanwhile, we got Calvin Austin still on the team. We got Roman Wilson, who's going to be out, but he's going to be in our future plans. You know what I'm saying? Van Jefferson, big Van Jefferson, not too much on Van Jefferson. He's even gotten to go in this season, And so all three phases of the Steelers are working. All three phases of this team are working. And it's hard for me not to get excited. You know what I'm saying? And then I see it's my birthday. I got my champion sweatshirt on. Like, it's hard for me not to feel good about the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. And I'm just, like I said, I'm very excited about it. And we look at our schedule here. We have I believe this says the toughest remaining schedule. It belongs to the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? But with that said, I still feel confident in this team. Like, we had the toughest remaining schedule at the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the season, we weren't going to beat Atlanta. We weren't going to beat this team. We weren't going to beat that team, and we have. We should have beat the Cowboys. We should have beat the Colts. Teams with a C in their name, it is tough. Obviously, the Cleveland Browns, their location is a C, but they're ass. So, we're going to beat them, and we have they have the second toughest remaining schedule, and I don't have faith in the Browns. So, they're dead. And if we look at our schedule here, our next game is going to be at Washington, and this is a game, we got to have. We got to beat Washington. If we can beat them, because I believe they're 6-2 right now. They're a pretty high team up in the NFL. If we can beat them, we can beat anybody on this list. And of course, we have Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Philly, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati. These are some tough teams, especially because they're in our division. But it's not impossible. The only impossible game I see here, and low-key is not impossible, is Kansas City. Also, that game is on fucking Netflix, by the way. And Netflix, can we get this shit together? This is, nothing to do with anything but Netflix. Why the hell are we locking in on this household thing? Why can't I lock in to a Netflix account because somebody else has the account somewhere else and I got to log them out? Can we relax with you guys are a $1 trillion company. You guys make your own shows. You guys have literal NFL streaming rights and you are streaming the Steelers versus the Kansas City Chiefs at 1 p.m. on Christmas, but I'm going to have to bootleg it. I'm going to have to bootleg it. It's just absolutely ridiculous, but that's neither here nor there. The only impossible game on here, I believe, is the Kansas City Chiefs, but even then, I still believe we can win that game. And so, for me to see this Washington game and be like, ooh, I'm scared of the Washington Commanders. I just don't feel that way because I know how good we can be. I know where our potential is. And I'm going to say it, man. You guys need to lock into the Steelers on the Super Bowl because I think we're going to win it because we have the best defense. Our offense is clicking. Russell Wilson has saved us. Thank you. And Justin Fields, last point. Justin Fields, you did a fantastic job of holding it down while we were out. While Russell Wilson was out. Justin Fields, you got us to 4-2. You showed some promise. You look like the quarterback of the future. Thank you to Justin Fields for doing your thing because now Russell Wilson is here and now we are hooping. So with all that said, I think that is going to do it for me for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, leave a comment to see how you guys are feeling about this team. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.